Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm here with another weekly video, tip, and blog post on creating an indoor space that really supports your health and wellness. This week I'm really excited to share with you my remodel building material checklist. So if you'll be doing any project in your house in the future or right now, this list is really going to help you find materials that are low toxin and toxin free. This is very similar to custom lists that I make for my consultation clients who are either doing a small project in their home, a large remodel, a new build. It gives them the materials that they can look for or provide this list to their contractors so that their contractor can get these materials, these products that are going to be low in VOCs, low in toxins, and ultimately create a space in their house that is as free from toxins as possible. So this week I have a special download for you that you can head over and download for free. It's in this week's blog post, which I have linked in the description below. I'm also going to share with you some slides that kind of go along with this checklist, and I'll give you a little sneak peek as to what this checklist looks like in the video slide. So if you're someone who knows that you are just going to download this download right away, or you want links to some of the products that I'm mentioning, head to the blog post below. Otherwise, let's get started with these slides.
I don't know that I've necessarily shared this before, but way back when my husband and I bought my childhood home for my parents, I started a blog about changing the home into ours. We took out wallpaper, installed new floors, worked to make it our own. And 13 years ago, I had no idea that toxin-free building materials were even a thing. And I just used whatever was inexpensive or recommended. So of course, now that the health of my home is so important to me and to the health and wellness of my family, I know much more about improving a space to make it healthier as well as make it feel like my own too. So part of my work includes not only learning about new products and toxin-free options for homes, but I also have to figure out the best way to get this information out to you and other homeowners that might want to make a healthier choice. The download featured in this week's blog post is an excellent tool for any home project, and you can print it out next time you head to the hardware store, and it will help. Choosing some of the options I have listed might just take a little bit more planning on your part, but I'm here to assure you there are so many green and toxin-free products readily available as home materials. You'll probably find more options than you actually think. So first, let's take a look at the toxins in building materials. This is why we want to choose better options. So building materials for a home don't often get the chance to be changed, unless, of course, you're building brand new. Most building materials that are inside our homes have been installed or placed there without much regard for toxins. Many times the materials put in our homes are used based on the cost and not even based on the quality of the product. This is why when you do a home project, it's the perfect opportunity to change that part of your home and improve the quality of the materials and reduce toxin levels in the materials. So I'm going to go through some of the big toxins that we typically find in building materials. And these are just some of them, mind you. The first is formaldehyde. It's a known carcinogen. The next one we're going to look at is polyvinyl acetate. It's a hormone disruptor and also contributes to neurological toxicity. PFOAs and PFCs are carcinogenic in nature. They also contribute to neurological damage. Xylene is a VOC. It's harmful to the endocrine system, and it also creates an imbalance of free radicals in the body. Toluene is another VOC, causes damage to the liver and kidneys when it off-gases. Styrene, another VOC, carcinogenic in nature, can cause damage to the liver and kidneys and also to the nervous system. Flame retardants are also in building materials. They are an endocrine system disruptor. They are carcinogenic. They reduce fertility. They contribute to hyperactivity and reduced IQ. And that's mostly in children. Ethylene glycol is Another toxin that we see in a lot of like adhesives and silicones. It contributes to kidney dysfunction. And then there's also long-term lung issues and respiratory issues that can happen. And the last one is isocyanates, and they're carcinogenic in nature. So these are the things we want to avoid. In what I'm going to share, we're just going to talk about how to do these projects and not necessarily the materials, because the materials you can get in the download this week. So this is like a little supplement to go with it. One of the best ways to make sure your project doesn't wreak havoc on your healthy home space is by not only using low toxin building materials, but also containing any sort of dust produced in the project. Dust can travel throughout the house and land on just about any surface. It will continue to travel throughout the home and air, being breathed into lungs and irritating airways until it all eventually gets filtered out through your furnace or AC filter. So first, try a dustless installation method. This method of installation is quite common. It's essentially when the materials are all cut outside of the home and then brought into the space after being wiped off to prevent any dust from entering the home. The second thing is blocking vents and grates. So any venting grates that are present in the room you'll be working on, you can block off temporarily. You can use tape and construction paper. You can use the magnetic sheet that's specifically made for this purpose. But either way, it's going to ensure that the dust doesn't travel into your duct system and clog up your furnace filter. And it will also prevent the dust from traveling through your vents to other spaces in the house. 3 is to section off your area. So using some sort of sheeting, either fabric, plastic, to block the doorways and entrances of your home space can prevent the fine dust from traveling through your home. All it takes is someone walking by to get the dust moving into the air, and with a barrier, you're going to ensure that it stays in that construction space. The 4th is to vacuum daily. So I know this sounds like a lot, but a good wet dry vac is perfect for this situation, and vacuuming once a day is going to keep the dust and debris from getting tracked into other areas of your home. I do know that it sounds like a big job, but honestly, it helps so much in keeping the rest of your home clean. The last one is to change your filters after the project is done. So when you're done, make sure you change the filters in your vacuum, in your furnace, in your air conditioner or air purifier. The filters can not only become clogged, but the dust can re-enter the home when filters are removed and canisters are emptied. Another project tip is just to make sure that you have the proper ventilation. You want to have a well-ventilated space, especially if you're using products that need to dry or cure. You'll want plenty of fresh air to dilute the potential VOCs as the product dries. Leave doors and windows open if you can. You can also use a fan during drying and curing times. Another idea is to utilize a ventilator mask. Keep it handy so when you're cutting materials, you can put it on so that you're avoiding that fine dust that can enter your airways, or when you're going to paint or stain surfaces. It's a great way to protect your airways from any sort of VOCs or foreign objects or materials. Another thing you can do is I offer consultations on projects. So one of the ways that I really love helping families who are looking to do a home project, a major remodel, or even a building project is to consult with them and create custom building material lists for their project. So not only is it such a fun process to be a part of for me, but working with families at this particular stage offers such a great way to reduce toxic materials from their home and improve their space to be supportive to their health and wellness. I know that sometimes it can get overwhelming to try to figure out all these materials on your own, and you may need help finding them time to time. So this is where I come in. I can help you reduce that burden and that overwhelm, and I can create a custom list with links you can use for yourself, or you can pass along to a contractor or a designer for your project. It's going to give you the best options for different types of products and materials that you can either custom order or pick up at a hardware store, depending on what your needs are. If you get into the thick of a project and you can't get a handle on the products and materials, then feel free to send me an email or check out my consultations page, which I have linked in the blog post this week, and it'll help you get an idea of exactly how I can help you and your project. So this is the download, and it is a must for home projects. It will not only help you plan ahead, but it will also give you ideas of products that you can use in your own home that are low toxin and toxin free. So I am offering this download free to the first 50 downloads. So you can head to the link in this week's blog post to the download page. After that, it's going to be just $5 to download it in my online store. It is a really big guide. You can see it has, I think it's like 28 pages. It also comes with a supplemental page on my website that you can access that has all of the links to all of the products that are building materials that are toxin free. So if you want any of those links, you want to download that checklist, hope you're the first 50 to get it for free, you can head to this week's blog post. It's the link at the end of my video description.
You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you were able to take away some useful information. I hope that you were able to download the list and use that for this project or future projects. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a message here or send me an email. Otherwise, I will be back next week with another healthy house tip on creating an indoor space that supports your health and wellness.